I think, yes, of course. I think the devotion is there, but it shows in different ways. You know, it's like when you first meet somebody or you just get married, how much sex are you having, you know, in the first few years, or how exciting is living together and all that. And you may interpret that as devotion, as like, look at how invested I am in this relationship. But then 20 years later, that doesn't mean you may not be having as much sex, and the passion has switched, but it doesn't mean you're less devoted to the relationship, you know. And I think it's the same thing, you know. When you start, it's like we eat, sleep, and breathe the band the same way a couple eats, sleeps, and breathes like that relationship, and that's all you crave, and everything was like push. And then 20 years later, we still take the band very seriously, but it doesn't dominate our every thought as much as it once did. But I don't think devotion is the right word, because I think being devoted to the band, you've got to be devoted to the band if you've been doing it for 20 years. But yeah, it just comes out in different ways now.
Yes. I mean, kind of, you know, I feel like the friend thing, yeah, I probably would have thought that, because at that time we were in that honeymoon period of a relationship with each other as friends in the band. So of course, yeah, and all we said back then 20 years ago was, when people would ask us, because we were asked those questions, where do you see yourselves in 10 years from now, where do you see yourselves in 20 years from now? I remember being asked that, and I feel like our answers were always the same. We see ourselves still doing this if we are able to. If all the gods are aligned and properly, then fuck, it'd be amazing. So I would have said yes. I don't know, you know, well, right when he passed away, right when he died, it was this trip down memory lane for the next however long it was. I'm the nostalgic one, I feel like, in the band, and I have the catalog of home videos and every little thing that you can think of, photos and everything. So after that happened, you know, I started coming across a lot of different things and images and videos of us touring with those guys, and him on camera, and photos of us together, and photos at his house. He came to a birthday party of mine out where he lived about an hour away from us, and you know, and it was just seeing all that stuff in him in the video. It just took me back to that time, and how cool of a time it was, and how lucky we are to have experienced what we've experienced with those people that we've come across and have touched us, and we've touched them.
I mean, I don't think lyrically the meanings change for the songs to me, but definitely the fact that we're playing some of these songs 15 years later and still having people sing along, that to me gives a new life to the song. The song itself means something to me, not the lyrics, but the whole body of work, the music and everything. I don't know, it just feels, when we do play like The Reason and we still get the reaction we do, it feels extra special, like, because it's like, shit, man, this song is 15, you know, it came out 15 years ago, and people still feel passionately about it, even if it's just for nostalgic purposes. So it makes, I don't know, it gives a new type, it makes me look at the song with a little different eyes.
There's also songs, you know, on the Reason album, there's some songs that we didn't play as often through the years as we would The Reason or Same Direction or Out of Control. Some of those songs we've been playing on this tour because at the beginning of the tour we were doing the Reason album from start to finish, and there's always been a song on that album that's been my favorite called What Happened to Us, and it's simply the lyrics and the melody. The music I like, I think it's cool at times, but there's just something about that song and how Doug's saying it or what he's saying in it that always strikes a chord with me, and I don't know if it's just because I've gone through that myself. You know, obviously it resonates with me because I probably have dealt with things like that, in what he's saying. So go check out that song.
The lyrics originally came from a time when my wife was pregnant with our first kid, and I couldn't tell you exactly the moment it happened, but I got an overall vibe from her and other people that we know who gone through pregnancy. Some women love pregnancy and some hate it. My wife doesn't like it, and she just didn't feel like herself. She didn't think she wasn't beautiful anymore, and it kind of stemmed from that. But then it spun off into other areas of I don't know. In general, there's a certain beauty standard that the world created, and that if you're not comfortable enough with who you are, and nobody truly is, I guess, but you're striving for that, and if you can't achieve it, you don't think you're worthy, and I just think that's not fair, and I don't think it's true. So that's kind of what the point is. I think maybe in its original form, and in the original form lyrically, the song sounded very different. I think she was touched. It's probably not as romantic as you guys one would think. Like, oh my gosh, he wrote a song for me, and now I think she's just kind of used to it over the years, and she also knows that a song starts as one thing and it evolves into something else, and that's kind of what the song did. Musically, it was completely different, but the lyrics also took an evolution. Yes, exactly. If you had the means and the avenue in which to only show yourself in these very glamorous ways, and that's almost what set. It was like a weapon in the celebrity's gun that the common, non-celebrities didn't have. They didn't have photographers taking awesome pictures or people going to shows and taking pictures. Like, we used to see concert photos and stuff like that of bands. Like, look at how amazing they look. And, like, the average person didn't have that. So you had these, like, cool things. Now everybody has it. So everybody is their own, like, media spokesperson.
What used to take hours or days to process in film before it was digital, like what used to take hours and days to process film, that's the digital camera that's filming us right now, right? But before there was not digital cameras, there was real cameras. You had to develop those films to get light leaks, and you had to know what the fuck you were doing. You had to know how to shoot. Now the camera does all the work for you. That camera right there, you could be the worst photographer in the world and take the best photo. I'm not saying you are. You look like you know what you're doing with it. But now everybody has a filter. Everybody has access to make things look different than we really look, including us. I mean, in the song, you say, don't act like you don't do the same thing too, meaning we do it, Shit's just different. Shit's gone crazy.
I mean, that's one aspect of it. You used to have some kind of you have to be skilled at some kind of trade before you were a photographer or a producer or a movie. There used to be a certain amount of education that went into that before you, and now anybody with a laptop or whatever can say, I'm that. That's one aspect of it. But when I think about like a song like Don't Look Away, I almost think back to like the more beautiful aspect, whereas that we, as in us in society, throw out on social media, whatever platform it is, only these curated best aspects of at least what this is what we want people to think we are. Like, these are the big shows we're playing. This is me and with my six-pack, and I'm literally talking about my own feed here. I'm not talking about anybody. Like, this is me when I look good from this side, and that's fine. But I think there's a lot of people out there, probably younger, who who don't understand that. Like when I look at other people's social media feeds, I go, maybe I project. I go, this person, this person only did this because of X. They cut this part out because I know all the tricks, and we all know all the tricks. But at least I run through it when I see it. I go, I bet this person, or I know this person doesn't look like this when they wake up, and I know this band or this celebrity didn't have XXX. You only get the best of. It's a curated best of. But I don't think a lot of people, especially younger people, have developed that skill. And I almost feel, and I've read papers and studies about that, like people are getting depressed because their lives don't look like the lives they see the people they follow. And I think that's fucked up. I think that's a real problem, because kids have to know, whoa. Yeah, I may put pictures of me traveling the world and playing shows and stuff like that, but I wake up feeling like shit sometimes, looking like shit. I gotta take the trash out, and I gotta, get my kids to school and do everything else everybody does, and it's not glamorous at all. And at times I thought I should be posting that. I should, and maybe I will, but that I don't want people to get confused, to reality and social media, because it's literally like a digital resume. You just this is my headshot to everybody, when that's not what you really look like. That's not, I just think it sets an unrealistic bar, and some people understand it and can take it and process it fine, but some people can't, and it causes problems. I don't want anybody to feel unworthy. That's all.
Cool.
See, I think that takes huge guts. That's awesome, and we need that. And what?
But don't mistake that those people, and I'm not dogging that what she's doing, but at the same time, there is a health issue there too. If you are, I'm skinny, but I'm not the healthiest skinny. I'm not health skinny like you maybe, but then yeah, on the flip side, there's the let me show off my this or my that. And it's okay to be like this and like that, and it is okay to be any way. I'm not judging you, but you're unhealthy too. You're very unhealthy, and